Okay, a lot of news lately with Alberta independence. We'll take a look at some clips here. We'll start with Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Conservative Party.
We will be back in my home province of Alberta to campaign for a united country. And our message is that all of Canada needs to wrap its arms around Alberta. Let's ensure that every Albertan knows that Canada loves Alberta, that Canada is Alberta, Alberta is Canada. We need to have a strong, united nation right across this country. And that will mean a stronger province of Alberta, but getting out of the way and off the backs of our energy sector, getting rid of the gun grab, locking up criminals to bring safety to our streets, allowing young Albertans to start families with affordable homes, decentralizing control in the country so that Albertans have more direct decision-making power within their provincial boundaries. That is a positive, optimistic, unifying vision that I will be presenting to all Albertans in all corners of the province.
Look, you're the leader of the Conservatives. You have to pretty much say something like that. I just wish Pierre Poilievre would campaign for conservative values more in Canada. Okay, another clip here. This is Keith Wilson on with Harrison Faulkner, who I think Harrison has done some good work in the past. He sounds a little bit like a liberal in this clip, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Here we go.
So one of the concerns and issues that I have with independence, both in Quebec and Alberta, is that I view both provinces as part of my country and my inheritance as a Canadian, just the same way as I view Ontario being your inheritance as a Canadian. And the idea that anyone who's eligible to vote in Canada who moves into Alberta 2 weeks before a independence referendum would be able to have a say on a major impact to my country that I wouldn't have. And so I feel like this would be a major alteration, a permanent change to the makeup of my country. So what is your response to people who see this that way? Not just that there is a distinct entity of people known as Albertans that get a say on Alberta or Quebec, but that this is a major change to Canada that only one group of Canadians get a say on.
And there's already so many major changes to Canada in a bad way in the last 10 years. But anyway, I'll let Keith go.
Well, welcome to our world. That's the life of Albertan. We don't get a say in the policies that are imposed on us from Ottawa. We don't get a say on the catch and release bail provisions that are imposed on us from Ottawa and make our streets less safe. We don't get a say in the taxes and the reckless spending. We don't get a say on whether or not a spaceport is built on a gravel pad for $200 million. We don't get a say in any of that. Welcome to our world. That's what we're frustrated with. We're treated as a colony.
Based Keith Wilson. Here's a clip of Jason Kenney and Keith Wilson at that big debate. I actually still haven't watched the entire debate, so let me know in the comments if you have, what you thought of it, etc. But I think this is the end of the debate. Here is Jason Kenney.
There's a reason why we are one of the wealthiest jurisdictions in North America. It's because we know how to build, we know how to work towards the future, we know how to create alliances, we know how to be great Albertans and great Canadians at the same time. Let's lead, not leave.
Let's go back to Keith with your rebuttal. Fight, fight, fight is what you heard. Now, hang on. I don't want you to applaud for this, because let me put it in context. Why is it that a province with people that work as hard as we do in Alberta, that contribute and send so much to Ottawa every year, why is it when we are blessed with the third largest reserve of oil and gas in the world that we can safely deliver around the world, and equally important to the largest customer in the world right across our border, when we send all that money to Ottawa, the role we have in Confederation, why is it that we're always having to fight for things? Why are we always having to go and beg? It makes no sense.
President Keith Wilson, this guy is great.
I'm certain if a Martian came down and you explained what was going on here, he'd go, Don't you have Line 9 that supplies most of the oil and gas to Ontario and Quebec? Yeah, and then the TMX to Vancouver. What are you doing? Why are you always on your knees begging? Why are you always in court? And when you're in court, because anybody got a plastic straw right now? Anybody got a plastic bag from Safeway? No, because Ottawa ignores the court rulings. They don't care. And my friend points out about be careful before you tear down the fence. And he also points out about the institution, the glory of the institutions. Canada's institutions, with all due respect, are corrupt. And we've all witnessed it. We've all witnessed it.
I think I was going to hop in. I'll make my point at the end.
It's tragic and it's sad. And you know whose hearts bleed the most when they see it? The veterans. Because that's not what they fought for. That's not what they fought for at all. The Canada that exists today is not the Canada they fought for. And the reality is, you know, bankruptcy in 1936. Alberta ain't going bankrupt. Ottawa is. We need to separate from them. When you're told to be careful about what you tear down that fence, the truth of the matter, the sad truth of the matter is that fence that Mr. Kenney describes is laying on the ground, rotting, and we need to build a new one for us.
So a great statement there from Keith Wilson. So much of the debate, I think, with Alberta independence on the other side is stay around, things will get better, we'll start appreciating Alberta more. I think that would have been an appropriate debate 7 or 8 years ago. I think now Keith Wilson and people that speak like him make a lot more sense. When is it going to get better? Just standing around waiting forever. People's lives aren't that long. Like the average lifespan, 80 years. How much longer can Canada keep not growing and treating Alberta bad? It's already been a long time. I know some people sometimes in my comments will say it's been like decades, which I agree with, but say even it's been 10 years, like really bad since Trudeau became prime minister. When is it going to get better? It's already been 10 or 11 years. That's already over 10% of somebody's life. How much longer do Albertans have to wait? It's insane. And a new reason for Alberta independence dropped today. It's called recession.
The R word there, even with technical in front of it, could be all the qualifiers. You know, whether it's business or politics, this is still going to grab a lot of attention.
These numbers aren't positive, that's for sure. 2 consecutive quarters is what we call a technical recession, when the economy shrinks, when there's a contraction in economic growth for 6 months.
Also 3 of the last 4 quarters, which is brutal. And what's with technical? It's just recession. 2 quarters in a row of negative growth. That's a recession. I learned that, 15 years ago. Anyway, with that said, I'll finish my video. Please like, please subscribe. Have a great day.